Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Oh shit. I guess I gotta do a podcast. Um, okay. Sorry, this one's late. Um, but better late than never, as I would say. And I wanted to reference last week when I said that we were in the finals. We weren't. We were in the semifinals, and of course, they flunked out. But it's all good. Welcome. I hope you all are having an enjoyable time. Is it the summertime yet? I don't know when summer actually begins. Yeah, I've been reading the Bible. So I'm on week 2.5, almost week. Actually, it's been 3 weeks since I quit the corn on the cob, so to say. It's a weird way to put it. I don't know. And it's been interesting. It's been challenging, but it's been rewarding. And one of the things I've been doing to stay busy, and I've been reading the Bible, and it's the Common English with Apocrypha, and I'm on the book of Job right now, and it's heavy. A lot of these books are heavy, and I've been trying to do a timeline of the main characters. This is like Marvel, DC type stuff. Some of this, like in Judges or Kings, there was one of the kings or judges from Israel was left-handed, and he rose up to save Israel. One of the points where the Israelites were like fucking up, and then they would they needed like a person for some reason. So when that person that would lead them would pass, then the people as a group would start to sin, and then they would get taken over by God would just let them get taken over by a bigger empire. So anyway, one of the kings was left-handed, and then he goes to meet with whoever the king of whoever that was enslaving the Israelites, and this is like after Moses, after all that. I think before David and Solomon. So anyway, so this dude is goes up to his king and he's like, "What can I do for you?" And he's like, he bends down. And I think I read correctly, the sword was on his right, even though he's left-handed. So he got up and he was like, "Oh, nothing. I just got a message from the Lord God himself." And then, stabbed the dude. And it was like, whoa. And that's just a little chapter in one of the books. So it's a heavy book. I recommend this rendition. It's not a different rendition. It's just so it says that the Common English Bible is not a revision or update of an existing translation, but a bold new translation designed to meet the needs of Christians as they work to build a strong and meaningful relationship with God through Jesus Christ. I haven't even got to Jesus yet. I'm still in the Old Testament. Designed to be accessible to a broad range of people, the Common English Bible is written at a comfortable level for over half of all English readers. As the translators did their work, reading specialists working with 77 reading groups from more than a dozen denominations review the text to ensure a smooth and natural reading experience. Easy readability can enhance church worship and participation in personal Bible study. The Common English Bible is committed to the whole Church of Jesus Christ. To achieve this, the CEB represents the work of a diverse team with broad scholarship, excuse me, including the work of over 120 scholars, men and women from 24 faith traditions in American, African, Asian, European, and Latino communities. As a result, the English translation of ancient words has an uncommon relevance for a broad audience of Bible readers, from children to scholars. The CEB, baby. That could have easily been my initials if I would have been Chris Eduardo Benitez, which was possible if my dad had kept his dad's name when he came over here. But everything happens for a reason. Alright, so let's do the do. What it do? I pointed out a page right here. Got a bookmark. I looked at it earlier. Do you snore? Well, yes, I do. Well, you know what? I've been using these, and I don't think I snore as much as I used to. But I'm asleep, so I don't know. Have you or your parents ever been involved in any political rallies, events, or protests? Nope. Have you ever built an igloo? Igloo? No. How do you feel about hunting people? Well, I thought you said how you feel about hunting people. I feel very against it. How do you feel about people hunting big game animals like lions and elephants? Now, unless they're hunting these animals to eat because they're from that area, then that's cool. But just killing big game animals like lions and elephants for fun or for the black market or for just stuff them and shit, I'm pretty much against that. What is best learning as you go? Life. Best learning as you go. Relationships. Yeah. Do you currently have a blog? If so, what is it about? Well, I have a podcast, and I need to get back to doing vlog videos. After the 5th vlog got taken down, I got a copyright strike because I was filming at the Holocaust Museum, and I didn't know that was illegal. So anyway, yeah, kind of. Do you honor your commitments? Now, as I've gotten more mature and a little bit older, I honor my commitments more than previous. What is your favorite parody? Ooh, and we're not talking about corn on the cob parodies, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't even want to think about. It's triggering. So regular parodies. I just saw a white butterfly. I didn't know. It's a weird sound I made before that. I can't think of any parodies. Oh, Scary Movie. Not another teen movie, but Scary Movie and 1 and 2 were the shit whenever the Wayans Bros were involved with it. Have you ever had a pen pal? Nope. What's the fanciest place you've ever dined at? Oh, there's this place was it North Park? It might have been North Park where it had these stairs. It was very fancy. Very nice. We had a gift card or something. Other than that, the Reunion Tower, there's a restaurant up there that's very fucking nice. We've been there before too. What aroma or smell makes you feel alive? Ooh, burning CBD. Yeah, what a beat. Do you see things in black and white, or you think there is a gray area in certain cases? Well, am I a judge? Am I a detective? Just day to day? Yeah, I mean, there's 50 shades of gray. Have you ever hurt someone on purpose? If so, why? I feel like I've hurt feelings before, probably because they've hurt mine. What good habits do you want to introduce into your daily routine? Stretching and exercise would be great. Do you subscribe to the mentality if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is? Oftentimes, yes, especially when it comes to the internet, emails and stuff. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna do these out of order. So I'm gonna do my news soon. Breaking news. Breaking anxiety. Well, it's not breaking. Anxiety news. Welcome to another segment entitled Anxiety News. So this is from yahoo.com, actually finance.yahoo.com, which I thought was weird. But you know, finances, anxiety, they go hand in hand. Now, pet anxiety surges dramatically during COVID, according to study by Green Element. So Green Element, what's Green Element? It is a artisanal CBD company. So, of course, they have an agenda. They're saying, your pets are anxious. Here, get some CBD. I know firsthand that it works for animals and that they get anxiety and that CBD helps, 100%. So, I'm not knocking that. So let's continue. So Eugene, Oregon. Green Element, an artisanal CBD company, has published new original research detailing alarming levels of pet anxiety in the U.S., along with explosive growth in anxiety in dogs over the past 2 years during COVID. The data presents findings on causes and types of anxiety in cats and dogs and compares anxiety in dogs with data from a 2020 study, angel number 2020. Study of Finnish dogs. We've all known the COVID pandemic has had a significant impact on our daily lives, but now it's clear our pets have been suffering over the same period as well, said Doug McHart, CEO of Green Element. National Pet Month might be coming to a close at the end of May, but the summer months will be ushering a host of new anxiety triggers, and our pets need our support and attention more than ever. I mean, I feel like during the summertime, if dogs have kids, they'll see the kids at least during the summer again. So those dogs' anxiety will be alleviated a bit. So according to Green Element research, dog separation anxiety jumped well over 700% in only 2 years. Fear of strangers surged, outpacing a fear of loud noises to become the leading cause of anxiety in dogs after a 295% increase since 2020. Anxiety caused by other cats or dogs jumped significantly in dogs from just 16.5% in 2020 to 43.52% in 2022. I also printed out the chart. What's interesting is they put heights. So the top one for dogs is strangers. The top one for cats is other dogs or cats. Separation is up there. Particular surfaces is not a big one, and heights isn't a big one. But who's taking their dog or cat on big heights? Loud noises, of course, is up there. So I'm gonna try to put the chart up here too. So I think it's obvious. Well, maybe it's not obvious, but this is my take. The reason why pets have increased in anxiety is because their humans have increased in anxiety. A lot of times our pets are reflections of ourselves, and just like children. And so when you see them have anxiety, that's because you have anxiety, And the whole COVID thing, a lot of us were afraid to talk to people, afraid of strangers, afraid of interactions. And we were at home, we were quarantined, and we didn't see anybody. So of course, pets that went through that, and anybody who went through that is going to have some kind of traumatic repercussions, some trauma. So yeah, I mean, it's weird, but it's one of the many things that we're going to be looking at after what happened in 2020. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Love your animals, love yourself, love one, love all. Peace. Oh, wait. We'll be back to the regular program after this message. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I've been seeing a lot of these birds lately, and at first I thought they were the same as the mourning dove, but these are actually other gray birds, and they're called Mockingbirds. Shout out to that book, To Kill a Mockingbird, I guess. I don't know. I really know nothing about it. Maybe I shouldn't be or I just chase down one of those little squiggly lines. I drink a lot of coffee today. I haven't been drinking the energy drinks, so I've been trying to keep up for my. I don't want to get a headache. So yeah, I'm kind of having. I'm kind of like coming down off of energy drinks and corn on the cob, so it's been an interesting, good amount of time. It's just been a couple of days since I haven't had energy drinks. I think I found one on Tuesday. Wednesday I didn't have any, and today I haven't had any. So far so good. But the coffee's really working. Coffee and water, Kush, the Bible. So, and I've been cleaning. I've been active. I cut the yard a couple times. Swept them out. So anyway, Mockingbird. Shout out to Mockingbird Lane. When you're going up Mockingbird Lane, I forgot which direction, but when the sun is setting, it's a beautiful, amazing view. Like I don't know anywhere else in Dallas where you get a view like that. I guess the height. Okay. So mockingbirds. MillersGuild.com says that in general, the spiritual meaning of mockingbirds are associated with protection, guidance, skills, intelligence, language, innocence, parenting, and good fortune. WhatIsMySpiritAnimal.com says that the mockingbird spirit animal carries several messages on its wings. Perhaps the most important one is that of finding your voice and the music that inspires your soul. Your song has power. The vibration in your words rings out with intent. There's no need to keep this powerful energy within. Sing! AngelicalBalance.com says that the voice of the mockingbird is believed to please and soothe the soul of humans whenever it is heard. In some cultures, it is considered a sacrilege to kill a mockingbird because of how much it brings comfort to the hearts of people. Therefore, the mockingbird is a symbol of hope and comfort to people. Also on AngelicalBalance.com, it says that the voice of the mockingbird... Oh, wait. I just did it twice, sorry. AngelNumber.org says that the mockingbird is an important symbolic totem of many cultures in Asia and Europe. In both, the mockingbird is a symbol of poets, lyrics, and poetry. For the Celts, they were also a symbol totem that signified friendship and sharing. The mockingbird being the totem bird of sociability and friends. Last but not least, ShamanicJourney.com says that the mockingbird helps you to leave people and events that hurt you behind by seeing who... Okay, sorry, I read that word. ShamanicJourney.com says that the mockingbird helps you to leave people and events that hurt you behind by seeing who and what they really are. Everything in life is a lesson to help you grow. Even if you're hurt, this is but another lesson to learn and grow. Everything that happened to us in the past builds our character and who we are today. Shout out to Mockingbirds, man. Now this angel number, if I would have been doing angel numbers back when I started this podcast a couple years ago. Damn, was it in 2020 or 2021? Anyway, I see this number in different instances, and sometimes when I'm playing chess, license plates, phone numbers, different things like that. Sometimes a date, depending on how you... So anyway, I want to do this one since I finished one segment and before I continue on to another series. 2020. Sunsigns.org says that angel number 2020 is a sign from your guardian angels that you need to use your talents and gifts to make the world a better place. Your abilities will enable you to bring actual change to your life and that of others. Your guardian angels are telling you to always stay true to yourself because you have life goals to achieve. TrustedPsychicMediums.com says that 2020 reassures you that you have everything you need to create the life that you imagine. You may not be blessed with plenty of material things, but you have the gift of intelligence, creativity, passion, and resourcefulness. All these can make you succeed and accomplish all your goals. AngelNumbersMeaning.com says that it is a symbol of compassion. You need to be more polite to others no matter who they are. Love doesn't have to be a romantic one. There are different kinds of love we experience in life. Your guardian angels are telling you to be more polite to the people around you and to stop taking them for granted. MindYourBodySoul.com says that 2020 is the number of a light worker and torch bearer in society. Therefore, it encourages you to serve others with your whole heart by showing compassion, consideration, and adaptability. It is the number that is directly connected with spirituality and spiritual enhancement. I wonder if it's like 2020 vision, you know. Ask-angels.com says that 2020 equals 4, because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4 when you compress it down to a single digit, which is how numerology most often works. We get the number 4. Numerology of 4 is in and of itself a number about building a strong foundation. It has ties to security, stability, and home. NumerologyNation.com says that it speaks strongly of time of lower energy, contemplation, and recovery. The appearance of the angel number 2020 in your life often marks a gateway from a time of energetic growth to a time of peaceful ruminating or harvesting the wisdom your growth has produced. The FifthElementLife.com says that 2020 tells you are the light worker or the torchbearer of society. The divine has entrusted you with duty, consideration, and compassion. You have to serve the needy and work for the upliftment of people around you. This is your soul's mission. 2020 is a sign from angels that you are on your life path. Beautiful. Okay. So as it's getting closer to summer, and some of us call these lightning bugs. But for some reason I looked up firefly, which they're beetles. But they're beautiful. They're a representation of the miracle of life and God's abilities to create beautiful things. So I looked it up. WhatisMySpiritAnimal.com says that the firefly spirit animal speaks to us of the rhythm of life and nature. If you haven't been paying close attention to cycles, this is a nudge and a wake-up call. Honor the seasons in nature and the figurative ones in your own life. By doing so, you will begin recognizing patterns that provide a roadmap as you move forward. Angelical Balance, shout out to them again, .com, says that fireflies symbolize a lot of emotions or state, of mind spiritually. Expectation, energy, direction, tolerance, groundbreaking ideas, proficiency, imagination, fascination, arousing, goal motivation. That's what the firefly can symbolize, these types of energy, these type of emotions or state of minds. The firefly principally utilizes its light in mating functions, and it is very intricate and perplexing. RichardALois.com says that the symbolic meaning behind the firefly mostly has two things going on: the abundance with which these insects are seen during nighttime hours, and their ability through some form of its own innate power to call attention to themselves, and in doing so attract the very things that one needs for their own spiritual advancement. IntuitiveJourney.com says that the spiritual meaning of fireflies is beautiful too. They enter your life to add happiness and chase the darkness out of it as they carry light with themselves. They reflect their glow in one's life, and that brings a lot of good with it. Fireflies make your life easier and make your path lighter. Universofsymbolism.com says that firefly is symbolic of illumination, teaching that the light within is the power of life. As she dances melodically through the sky to her own music, she is speaking to ignite the passion of your inner fire. Spread your wings and fly, illuminated from within your heart space. This is the meaning of firefly she wants us to remember. The Secret of the Tarot.com says that the firefly spirit animal is a powerful spiritual totem. It calls on you to pay attention to the details in your life. This spirit guide teaches you that persistence is the way to achieve success. You need to plan thoroughly, but do not fail to follow through your plans. You have the power to attract the right ideas and people. Sunsigns.org says, firefly spirit animal implies that you need to guarantee yourself a better future because you have a vision that will direct you. Perhaps you need to set the goals that will direct you in the future that you deserve. This is what I've been meaning to do, is write down my goals. On the other hand, the vision you are seeing is to maintain you in the direction you are taking. Spirit-animals.com says that finally, firefly's meaning is reminding you to radiate positive energy always. I don't know if you heard that. In other words, the spirit animal urges you to love unconditionally. Wear a smile at all times if you can. Forgive those who offend you. Show gratitude. Give sacrificially, and to help the needy. The firefly is also a type of beetle in the insect, and this insect should also be studied. We'll go into beetles another day, my friends. Okay, so this is a series review. Oh, it's you again. Well, did y'all notice that this is when I used to work at Hollywood? That's demolished now. So, this week, I will be doing another series. Next week, I'll do another movie. Okay, so this series came at me during, it came at me when I needed a change in my life. And I saw this show later than most. This show was on Netflix. I binge watched it in like a week. It made me laugh. It made me cry. Incredibly written, incredibly acted. Hits close to home. You know, family. Struggle. You know what I mean? So, it's Schitt's Creek. And I wrote a little what I thought about it. So, Schitt's Creek is like the hidden gems found in streaming like Community, Freaks and Geeks, with the family dynamic reminiscent of sitcoms like Everybody Hates Chris and Everybody Loves Raymond, with the subtle anger for each other similar to Malcolm in the Middle. Being about the same age as Dan Levy, I understand his references and the caricature of reality shows of rich people. The ability he has to create storylines with depth for all the characters is incredible and detailed and adds more to the experience. I also see myself a bit because of many of us are programmed to want name brands and worship celebrities and love money. So we all have a little bit of the roses in us. We also have a lot of shit in us. Simple, funny. Shout out to Roland Shit. Simple, funny, happy, and not worried about more than the day in front of them. Maybe life is like the balance of both, or finding that balance between the shits and the roses. Well, rose and shit. Also, I think this show is great for people who grew up with family trauma, whether middle, lower, or higher class. This show made me laugh a lot and cry when it mattered. Made me appreciate my family and my own goals even more. It inspired me to make changes in how I've been living, literally. 5 stars, baby. Schitt's Creek. You know what it is. Right back. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Badass Women of Herstory. Okay. Badass Women of Herstory. Althea Niall Gibson, born August 25th, 1927. She passed September 28, 2003. She was an American tennis player and professional golfer, and one of the first black athletes to cross the color line of international tennis. In 1956, she became the first African American to win a Grand Slam title for the French Championships. The following year, she won both Wimbledon and the U.S. Nationals, precursor of the U.S. Open. Then won both again, in 1958, and was voted Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press in both years. In all, she won 11 Grand Slam tournaments, 5 single titles, 5 double titles, and 1 mixed doubles title. Gibson was inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame and the International Women's Sports Hall of Fame. She is one of the greatest players who ever lived, said Bob Ryland, a tennis contemporary and former coach of Venus and Serena Williams. Martina couldn't touch her. Martina Navratilova couldn't touch her. I think she beat the Williams sisters. In the early 1960s, she also became the first black player to compete on the women's professional golf tour. At a time when racism and prejudice was widespread in sports and society, Gibson was often compared to Jackie Robinson. Her road to success was a challenging one, said Billie Jean King, but I never saw her back down. To anyone, she was an inspiration because of what she was able to do at a time when it was enormously difficult to play tennis at all if you were black, said former New York City Mayor David Dinkins. I am honored to have followed in such great footsteps, wrote Venus Williams. Her accomplishments set the stage for my success, and through players like myself and Serena and many others to come, her legacy will live on. Althea Gibson was born on, like I said earlier, August 25th, 1927, in the town of Silver in Clarendon County, South Carolina, to Daniel and Annie Bell Gibson, who worked as sharecroppers on a cotton farm. The Great Depression hit rural Southern families sooner than much of the rest of the country. So in 1930, the family moved to Harlem as part of the Great Migration, where Althea's 3 sisters and brother were born. Their apartment was located on a stretch of 143rd Street between Lenox Avenue and 7th Avenue that had been designated by a police athletic league play area. During daylight hours, it was barricaded so the neighborhood children could play organized sports. Gibson quickly became proficient in paddle tennis, and by 1939, at the age of 12, she was the New York City Women's Paddle Tennis Champion. Gibson quit school at the age of 13 and, using the boxing skills taught to her by her father, engaged in a life of what she would later refer to as street fighting, girls basketball, and watching movies. Fearful of her father's violent behavior, after dropping out of school, she spent some time living in a Catholic protective shelter for abused children. In 1940, a group of Gibson's neighbors took up a collection to finance a junior membership and lessons at the Cosmopolitan Tennis Club in the Sugar Hill section of Harlem. Well, that's why they're called the Sugar Hill Gang. At first, Gibson didn't like tennis, a sport she thought was for weak people. I kept wanting to fight the other player every time I started to lose a match, she said. In 1941, she entered and won her first tournament, the American Tennis Association New York State Championship. She won the ATA National Championship in the girls division in 1945 and 1944. And after losing in the women's final in 46, won her first of 10 straight national ATA women's titles in 1947. I knew that I was an unusual, talented girl through the grace of God, she wrote. I don't need to prove myself. I didn't need to prove that to myself. I only wanted to prove it to my opponents. So her ATA success drew the attention of Walter Johnson, a Lynchburg, Virginia physician who was active in the African American tennis community. Under Johnson's patronage, he would later mentor Arthur Ashe as well. Gibson gained access to more advanced instruction and more important competitions, and later to the United States Lawn Tennis Association, USLTA, later known as the USTA. In 1946, she moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, under the sponsorship of another physician and tennis activist, Hubert A. Eaton, and enrolled at the racially segregated Williston Industrial High School. In 1949, she became the first black woman and the second black athlete, after Reginald Ware, to play in the USTA's National Indoor Championships, where she reached the quarterfinals. Later that year, she entered Florida A&M University on a full athletic scholarship and was a member of the Beta Alpha chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. So despite her growing reputation as an elite level player, she was effectively barred from entering the Premier American Tournament. In response to intense lobbying by ATA officials and retired champion Alice Marble, who published a scathing open letter in the magazine American Lawn Tennis, Gibson became the first black player to achieve an invitation to the Nationals, where she made her Forest Hills debut. Forest Hills, shouts to J. Cole, debut a few days after her 23rd birthday. So although she lost narrowly in the second round in a rain-delayed 3-set match to Louise Bro, the reigning Wimbledon champion and former U.S. national winner, her participation received extensive national and international coverage. So this is, quote, "No Negro player, man or woman, has ever set foot on one of these courts," wrote journalist Lester Rodney at the time. Quote, "In many ways, it is even a tougher personal Jim Crow busting assignment than was Jackie Robinson's when he first stepped out of the Brooklyn Dodgers dugout." So in 1951, she won her first international title. Later that year, became one of the first black competitors at Wimbledon, where she was defeated in the third round by Beverly Baker. So let's see. She just keeps going up and up and up. She became a professional. She said, "Being the queen of tennis is all well and good, but you can't eat a crown. Nor can you send the IRS a thrown clip to their tax forms. The landlord and grocer and tax collector are funny that way. They like cold cash. I reign over an empty bank account, and I'm not going to fill it by playing amateur tennis." She didn't win that much money when she was playing. Her professional tennis career was going nowhere. She did try some entertainment industry. She had a song, an album. She performed 2 songs on the Ed Sullivan Show, but sales were disappointing. In 1964, at the age of 37, she became the first African-American woman to join the Ladies Professional Golf Association, the LPGA. Married a tennis player. She broke records. She came along during a difficult time in golf, getting the support of a lot of people, and quietly made a difference. In 1976, she made it to the finals of the ABC television program Superstars, finishing first in basketball, shooting, and bowling, and runner-up in softball throwing. She attempted a golf comeback in 1987 at age 60. In 1972, she began running Pepsi-Cola's National Mobile Tennis Project, which brought portable nets and other equipment to underprivileged areas in major cities. She ran multiple other clinics and tennis outreach programs over the next 3 decades, and coached numerous rising competitors, including Leslie Allen and Zena Garrison. "She pushed me as if I were a pro, not a junior," wrote Garrison in her 2001 memoir. "I owe the opportunity I received to her." In the early 70s, she began directing women's sports and recreation for the Essex County Parks Commission in New Jersey. Her coach during her peak tennis years. She married her coach during her peak tennis years. That marriage ended in divorce. After 5 years, she had no children. 92, she got a stroke. Ongoing medical expenses depleted her financial resources, leaving her unable to afford her rent on medication. But they raised nearly $1 million in donations from around the world, thank God. She survived a heart attack in 2003, but then she died later that year from complications following respiratory and bladder infections. Her body was interred in the Rosedale Cemetery in Orange near her first husband, Will Darvin. Wow, what a badass woman in her history, y'all. Seriously. Okay. This has been the Friday podcast. And I'm recording these out of order. So I'll do my conclusion. I'll do the series review. And I'll do the news in a little bit. So I'm about to take a break. Thank y'all. Love it. I love y'all, baby. Well, that's it, folks. We're going to call it wraps. Yo CXB Raps. Hold on, man. Drop this shit. Okay. Been a while since I did this. It's been a while since I freestyled. Still living like a child. Trying not to be wild. It's been a while. Anyway, back on it. I can't confront it, but I have to. I go through any obstacle. Man, fuck what is topical. Man, I'm feeling tropical in the sand. And I'm coming up on 100 million grand. It's like a slam dunk every time I rhyme. Freestyling, coming from the mind. It's like a diamond trapped in the mind. But I'm mining. Man, I'm climbing. Man, I'm sliming. I'm coming through. What it do with your boy wearing blue? But I wear red also, man. So don't get it in your head that I'm claiming up a gang land. Man, what it is. Shout out to no jizz. Shout out to no fap. And that's no fucking cap. Man, give me dap. Yeah, where's my cap? Oh shit, I put it on the X. That's a little X. Yo, he's one of the best, aka Kane. I can't explain that I want the money and the fame, but I also want respect. Along with that $1 billion check. No disrespect, I'm coming through. What it do? I say that a lot because it's from the Dallas crew. Do you like my shoes? I painted them, rocked them, and faded them. I'ma keep going because I hated them, but now I love everyone. God bless y'all. Thank you for everything. Thank y'all for thank you for everything, God of praying. Thank you for everything, Jehovah God, in Jesus Christ's name, amen. Thank you for this. Thank you for watching. I love y'all as well. Y'all are the best. See y'all next week.